Hello everyone, and welcome to the first exercise in Chapter 4. The objective of this exercise is to demonstrate how different types of props, variables, arrays, objects, and functions are passed from a parent component to a child component, enabling the child to update the parent's reactive state. What you will learn in this exercise: 1. How to pass props. Learn to pass data and functions from parent to child components. 2. Updating parent state. Understand how the child can invoke parent-defined functions to update the parent's data. 3. Reactivity between components. Explore how Svelte's reactivity ensures synchronized updates across parent and child components. 4. Dynamic styling. Discover how to apply visual feedback to highlight updated data. Copy the provided files x1_passprops.svelte and x1_childprops.svelte to the libdata-rechapper4 folder. There should be links below the video. Remember, you only need to add the parent component to the exerciselist.json file. Okay, since the objective called for passing props, that means that we have a parent component and a child component. Let's look at the parent component first. I have named this x1_passprops.svelte. This first imports the child component as it needs to call that with the props. Next, declare state for message, items array, and user object. So, we have a string, an array, and an object. Just for effect, I am adding a few flags for updated state so that I can highlight updated data in the parent display. Functions update message sets message to the message passed to it. Function add item adds a new item to the items array. Function update user updates the user object. These functions will be passed to the child component, allowing the child to update the parent state. In the markup, we have a parent heading and display the data before being passed as props. I use conditional classes to color the data once updated from the child. Next, call the child component with several props, message, items, user, and the 3 functions. That's all there is to the parent component. Now, let's look at the child component, named x1_childprops.svelte. We start off using the familiar $props, which we used in earlier exercises challenges. This receives and destructures the props passed from the parent. Remember the old export let? $props neatly replaces that. Declare state for new message, item, name, age. Note that we did not have these declared in the parent component, but they are used in the functions in the parent. Next, function handle message change calls the update message function, which was passed to this child component as a prop. This calls the parent's function to update the message and resets new message. Added a true to show updated. Function handle add item similarly uses the passed prop, function add item, to add a new item to the items array, declared in the parent. Function handle user update similarly uses the passed prop, function update user, to pass the updated user object back to parent. For the markup, we have a heading for the child component, and then we display all the data again, to show that this is the same as received from the parent, all passed as props. Now, things get more interesting as we have inputs for the new message, item, and user with buttons to trigger the updates, by first calling local functions, which in turn call the functions passed to the child as props. And that completes the code for the child component. Let's look at this in action to see what is going on here. Open up Chapter 4, Exercises, and click the blue arrow next to 4_1 passing props. You see heading Parent Dashboard and the message and user details that will be passed as props. Then you see the child display details with the same information passed from the parent. Below this you have the inputs for message and item and buttons to update these. Keep in mind that this data is declared in the parent, not the child, but the update buttons are in the child component. What do you think will happen when you enter a message? Will the message in the child component be updated? Will the message in the parent component be updated? Will both be updated? I type "Hi Mummy, Parent Simulator" into the update message input and then click Update Message, and both the initial message from the parent and the message in the child are updated. Did you expect this? This happens because we passed functions from the parent to the child to enable the child to update the parent information. By updating that parent information, this automatically updates the child component. Likewise, if you enter an item added this item in the child, you will see this populate both in the parent and the child. And similarly for the user object. So, I used the update booleans to tell the parent the data has been updated, and that allows the parent to show the data in green once updated from child. To summarize then, we are passing props from a parent to a child component, including data and parent-defined functions. The child uses these functions to update the parent's data. This demonstrates how props enable communication and reactivity between components. If this is not clear, take some time to go over this, re-watch the video and recheck the code to gain a better understanding. It is very common to pass data from parent to child back to parent. This example will help understand the power of props in SvelteKit 5 for state management and data flow, showcasing how to pass various types of data and functions between components to achieve reactivity and maintainability. Okay, that's a wrap on Exercise 1, Chapter 4. Please like and particularly subscribe for more videos. It really helps if you subscribe, and it costs but a moment of your time. Please provide constructive comments that will help others. If you have any requests, issues, or if you care to share your code or have any questions, please email me. Exercise 2 for Chapter 4 coming up in the next video. See you there.